Welcome back, Summoners, to our League of Legends Top 5 plays right here on the Potato Monster channel. It's a pleasure having you join us today as we embark on our journey through another episode full of outplays submitted by people just like yourself. Our first one comes from Joker on Renekton with a beastly play while outnumbered in the top lane. After pushing Vlad under his tower, he looks to ward in case of a gank, but Rengar's already there and he pounces in, forcing Renekton's ult. He dishes out some good damage on Rengar and then he lands the empowered Q, so Rengar flashes away and he backs off to wait out the Hemo Plague. Because of the ward previously placed by Joker, his creeps continue to attack, but when Azir shows up, he flash and power Qs on both and then chases Vlad's pool. He's so close to being in range, but when Vlad turns to Q, Renekton connects his W for the double and then he starts fighting Azir. Joker falls so low in health, but a beautiful double dash gets him out while being in one-shot range thanks to knowing the limits of Renekton extremely well. Up next in our lineup, we have another champion we don't usually see within our top 5s, with the Eldu playing Master Yi. He was looking to clean up the low health Vi in the enemy team, but she made it away, so now he's in a weird spot. Garen gets the silence off, which gets chained into Vi ult as Yi drops low, but he W's a ton of the burst from Vi and then Alpha strikes her for the kill. He kites away into the last second, Alpha striking Garen's Q by jumping to the creep and then he takes off, but Garen's closing in. Right before Yi gets silenced, Garen's Q falls off, so he turns with an auto before kiting for a moment and meditating the fatal blow, which allows him to get the double. He has no time to catch his breath because the enemy Ziggs is here to clean up, so he makes the break for it, but Ziggs flashes in to block the escape. Right before dying, another Alpha Strike gets him out of the minefield, and then Ziggs goes for the Mega Inferno Bomb, but a beautiful Meditate reduces the damage enough for him to survive. With no flash up, Hecarim gets a free kill on Ziggs, making this a 3 for nothing. Landing in at our number 3 spot, we have Apparitus on Vayne with a strong mechanical play to clean up a lost fight. At the start, we see things are looking grim, but Vayne's about to join in, first noticing Caitlyn's position and punishing it with a QE into the wall for the kill through exhaust. After getting blown away, she gets right onto Janna, dropping her quickly, but now we see Lissandra off to the side, about to E in. Vayne reacts to her flash by tumbling back into the brush to break line of sight because the pink ward would have revealed her if she were out in the open. Lissandra goes for Lee Sin, but then Vayne attacks her, so she turns with her ult, which gets cleansed, allowing Vayne to force her into Zanya's. She kites away while dealing damage, using Summoner Heal and then Blade of the Ruined King, plus a flash to dodge Lissandra's Q. Thanks to some strong mechanics, Vayne manages to turn this fight into an ace in favor of blue team. Coming in at second place, we have Cinnamon on Orianna, and currently at the start of this play, both teams are neck and neck, so this fight looks like the tipping point for either team. Red team is better positioning with the Scuttle Crab, while Veigar and Yasuo zone them from getting any shots at Dragon. All of a sudden, it bugs out and resets, but Veigar gets jumped on by Rengar, so the whole team turns to fight. Veigar goes down, but then Orianna moves the ball, going for a preemptive shockwave as Nunu starts channeling Absolute Zero. Orianna's ult hits all 5, which sets up the 5-man last breath into Absolute Zero, and just like that, you blinked and red team's back in this. They feel confident in this 2v2, so they press on, both going after different targets to secure the final 2 kills that pick him up the ace. And for our number 1 pro play for this week, we have Lamau and Echo pushing the limits of the champion to make magic happen when behind 14,000 gold. We see them wave clearing mid, but then Echo stacks up 2/3 of his passive on Caitlyn and decides to flash and proc it. She Caliber nets away, but a final Time Winder into Zanya's allows Echo to buy time as the Q returns for the kill, and Echo looks to beef up Malphite next. An auto attack plus Q triggers his passive as he ults out to safety and uses the move speed to sprint into the jungle because more enemies are closing in. They have good vision of the incoming champion, so he decides to poke while disengaging, getting some free damage where he can. He knows Wukong is invisible, but he decides to cut it close, dashing over the wall and finding Veigar as Kha'Zix jumps on him, but the stun goes off at the perfect time. Echo throws out another Q while running, poking them down and curving it on the way back in to hit both enemies, which gets Brand a kill. Having the advantage of the blink strike, he goes back in and takes down Wukong as his teammates finish off Malphite. Despite the odds stacked against him, Echo pushes champion to the limits to win them a much needed fight and pick them up the ace. Here are some of the highlights of this play, but everything worked out thanks to all the small details, so check it out again if you have the chance. And for our bonus clip of the week, we have iOS on Alistar with a thrilling play to deny the backdoor support style. Take a look at the minimap and you'll quickly realize that blue team is pushing for the win while the enemy Graves and Jarvan backdoor. Instead of sending back a carry, for some reason only Alistar is recalling, but at this point it's just about too late for anyone else to bother going back. As his team rips apart the enemy base, Alistar looks to buy time and keep them off the last tower with crowd control abilities because he simply has no damage. This is going to get pretty close, so pay attention to Alistar in the minimap, and as the rest of this plays on, I wanted to thank everyone for tuning in. We just got back on a schedule, so we're looking to put out quite a few videos a week, so keep an eye out for new releases and keep the plays coming in. Lastly, before saying our goodbyes, I wanted to throw in a final shout out to SkillCap for sponsoring our channel and helping us do what we're passionate about. If you run AdBlock or you're hurting in the cash department but you still want to support us, clicking on the links and checking out our sponsors is amazing for us, and we really can't thank you guys enough. This will be our last ad for SkillCap for about a month, so thanks to everyone who made it this far. If you want to check out some of the cool features of the site and get a feel for what they have to offer in terms of educational videos, I definitely recommend clicking on the link below that takes you directly to their video page where you can preview any video on their site. It's the best way to see what the content they produce is like, and then you can decide for yourself if this style of content will help you improve. Thanks everyone for watching, thanks to all the supporters and submitters, and I'll see you back here soon for more of our League of Legends Top 5 plays.